So I made sure that I got all of the toppings because I didn't want to miss out on the full flavor profile.
Some grapes, a little bit of onion. There you go. You're good to go. Good?
Yeah. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
It's the Libby Show.
All right, so we've made it to the best part. We're gonna enjoy our crab cakes poolside at 88 Dynamite.
Yes.
Chef Brian, cheers.
Cheers. So do you like crab cakes?
I do love crab cakes. I'm from South Georgia.
Okay.
So it's only natural that I love seafood.
There you go. Excellent.
Have you been to Savannah, Georgia before?
I haven't. We've gone to Atlanta a lot. I'm from LA. I'm a huge Dodgers fan, and the closest on the East Coast that we can get to their games is Atlanta. So we've gone to like the last 3 years of them playing the playoffs, which has been great. But Atlanta, yeah, you know, the Coca-Cola Museum, the aquarium right there.
Coca-Cola Museum.
Always fantastic to go to, especially with our little 2-year-old daughter. So it's been, Atlanta's like the spot that we always usually hit up for sure in the South.
So I made sure that I got all of the toppings because I didn't want to miss out on the full flavor profile.
Some grapes, a little bit of onion. There you go. You're good to go. Good?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the sauce at the bottom for me.
The sauce always, you know, it just adds a great creamy element, herby element, and it just kind of it complements the crab perfectly, I think. So it's always a winner for sure.
So talk a little bit about how you plan the menu. It's a modern American cuisine that you have here at Gathre.
When I got hired here, basically the F&B director sat down with me. He just said that he just wants us to source the best possible ingredients, whether they are local or regional or whatever. Source the best ingredients, make a good comprehensive menu. You don't want a restaurant where it just feels like a hotel restaurant, the run-of-the-mill thing, but you still are a hotel restaurant too, so you gotta have like the stuff that you know that people, that business traveler and everyone's gonna wanna eat, but at the same token, you wanna impress them with other things as well. So it's more, you know, things that you've heard of, crab cakes, New York strips, fillets, scallops and all that. And we just played it differently, and something where you come out and that's not something that you think that you could make at home. Like, it's professionally done, you know, everything complements each other, and it's obviously beautiful dishes that we have here, so you want to make the plates to look just as great. And if you've seen the kind of decor down in Gathre, it's stunning. It's, you know, artful and everything like that, so we have to have stuff that kind of lives up to that expectation when you're walking in there as well, you know.
It's a full-on experience.
Yes.
It's not just
for
food.
sure.
Yeah.
Food, ambiance, everything. Sure.
So talk about like your background a little bit. You're from here, but you've lived all over the U.S. What got you in to creating food, plating, you know, dishes just like this?
So I was born here, but my dad was in the music industry, so he got a job in Los Angeles when I was like 3. So I lived in LA from 3 to when I went to culinary school in 2005, I believe. And once I graduated from culinary school, I just thought, what would be the coolest job to get right out of school? So I got a job in Hawaii on a cruise ship.
Not bad.
So yeah, exactly. I mean, it sounds cool, but I mean, it was one of the hardest things to do. You know, you're working 7 days a week for a month straight. You're doing 12 to 15-hour shifts literally every single day. So it was more like a culinary boot camp, if you will. Like, if you can survive that, you can survive almost anything, basically. So I worked there for 6 years. There was 11 restaurants on the ship, so I worked at all 11. So that gave me that experience where, you know, you're at a steakhouse one time, and then the next contract you're doing rolling sushi. Next contract you're at the Italian spot. So you get a little bit of everything, which is why I stayed so long, because I wanted that knowledge, because I was, you know, fresh out of school, so I didn't have any experience anywhere else. So that was the spot where, unlike when you're in a city or somewhere else, you had so many places that you could work in just one place. Yeah. And you're still working with a lot of the same people as well. So you build friendships that have definitely lasted the rest of the time since I've been around to different cities. You can go almost any city now, and there's somebody that used to work on the ship somewhere. Yeah. And that's great for jobs as well. You get a lot of hookups and stuff like that. But that kind of developed me as far as getting my cooking chops. Like, you know, you're just working out all these different cuisines, so you have to learn a bit of this and that.
Favorite cookbook that you go to often, especially recently?
Eric Repair is my favorite guy. I'm a seafood cooking type person, so Eric Repair from Le Bernardine in New York, he's easily, I got all his cookbooks for sure. He's got a cookbook coming out in October that I've been dying to read. If I have to go to a cookbook for any sauce or seafood preparation, it's always the Bernardine cookbook from Eric Pear, for sure. That's my guy.
Sounds like you have so much inspiration incoming, which is that's
for sure.
really encouraging. I'm sure for a lot of people.
Everywhere, even if you're just coming up with some random dish, you can just search it nowadays, especially on Instagram. Just search crab cake. There'll be thousands of pictures of different crab cakes with different ingredients, and these are people from all over the world so they're doing things and using ingredients that you might not be familiar with or ever heard of. But when you see it, it's like, oh, that could actually work with this or work with that. And then you pull back your experience, you see some new things, and then you kind of combine them. And
well, this works. This works for us.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Lastly, I always like to know a piece of advice you received from a mentor or a boss, while in the kitchen at some point in your career, whether that was early on or midway, that you still remember and tell your staff.
Do the work, no shortcuts. The staff is only going to work as hard as they see the manager working and the chef working. They're only going to be inspired as much as you're inspiring them. I mean, there's a couple of folks that, like me when I was a cook, I was out there, like I said, reading cookbooks and doing all that. But most cooks, they're there to do a job and go home to their families and whatnot. So it's up to you to kind of inspire them. You have to show them your passion. The kitchen, if they see me cooking, if they see me doing the dirty work even, you want to show them that even though you're the chef, there's nothing too small that you wouldn't do. So there's no reason for them to not be doing it as well. So when you're taking shortcuts and doing things like that, they see that as well. So just do the work, do what you're supposed to do. You know the right ways of doing things, and you're always being watched by these kids that are looking up to you as well. So just do things right, and good things will come your way, for sure.
Team effort.
Yes.
It's always a team effort.
Especially in the kitchen, for sure.
Well, congratulations. Welcome home to Nashville.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. Cheers again. Yes, for sure.
Come visit Hotel Fraye, whether you're a local or from out of town. Gathre downstairs, and then the rooftop up here. And what are the hours again on when you're
so
open
we have a brunch that we do every day downstairs in Gathre from 7 a.m. to noon. On Saturdays and Sundays we do an extended brunch. We have a DJ brunch on Saturdays that lasts till 3, and then a jazz brunch on Sundays that lasts till 3 as well.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
See you later. Perfect. Enjoy the fruits of the labor here. The sauce though, that's what it really just pulls everything
make
together.
Everything better.